Olympic medalist, European champion and World Cup star. That's just some of the titles we can call our Irish females these days. Over the coming weeks, we're going to shine a spotlight on the untold stories that took our country's elite to the very top of the world stage.
I'm Kayleigh Trappe and this is talkSPORT Ireland's MNÁsplaining.
Today's guest is a powerhouse of positivity, a champion for women's wellness and the queen behind Queenstown Quet. It's Maeve Madden, everybody.
Hi.
That was my
Queenstown Quet. I mean, are you nailing that accent?
You tell me. I don't know.
You know what? I don't even nail my own accent. It changes all the time.
I love it.
Thank you.
I sometimes I'm doing lip syncs with you and I'm like, maybe I'll scrap the lip sync and try an impression, and then Mom's like, no, Kayleigh, no, get the wig out and stick to what she actually says.
I love your lip syncs.
Do you?
Yeah.
Aww.
You nail them all.
Thank you very
There's
much.
The one I'm like, that's hilarious.
I think the first one I did was when you were still
the cabbage.
It was cabbage. The price of cabbage.
I will never forget, because I thought I was doing a story, and I feel like it was like when Instagram put like the story, at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I thought I was doing a story and I posted it, and then I was in the car, so I put the phone down and then off I went on my journey home. And then I got home and it was like, oh my God. And
but it like blew up.
One
it
of
was
the
huge.
best performing reels. And I was like, great. My £5 for a cabbage.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting those prices in Dublin right now. So
absolutely. Yeah.
More cabbage get.
Because I kept going, and the price of turnips. No, sorry, the price of cabbage. And whatever came over me that day, I just got into my car. My family were looking out the window at me, like bobbing my head away with a blonde wig on. And Mum was like, what is going on? But it worked out okay.
That was amazing.
You've come back to Ireland, and you're living, you're Dublin.
I'm
living
in Dublin. Yeah, so we moved back to Dublin. Like this time last year.
Yeah.
So it's been a whole year. We still travel a lot with work. But like we have a strong base like in Dublin at the moment.
I live for the long haul flight videos. I'm getting a long haul flight on Sunday, and I've already made like a checklist of what Maeve Madden would bring. Because I'm like, my face is going to be depuffed. I was like, I'm going to bring a sleep mask, everything.
They're so funny. People call them face dildos.
Okay.
It's like, sorry, I hope we can say that.
Yes. It's an open book.
They're amazing. And the eye patches and the electrolytes. You got to get the electrolytes in.
Yes.
But then I do all these things and then I get on the flight and they're like, would you like a beverage? And I'm like, well, what kind of beverage? I'm like, stick to water. I mean, yes, please.
Yes,
yes,
just undo
please.
all the goodness.
I know.
Life's about balance.
Exactly.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah, you do fly a lot. I noticed that because that's a lot of your
We fly
content.
all the time. We're back in London. So I still have a team in London who work on Queenstown Quet and QDQ clothing. And then my husband still very much works in Dubai. So he still travels quite a lot back and forward. And so, yeah, we're all over the place, really.
And what was it that kind of made you decide to make your base Dublin? Or did you kind of, I suppose, is it even your base? Or you're still out here, there and everywhere?
We're still hemming and hawing over. We thought that we would be able to buy a house. That's not a joke.
In Dublin?
That's a true story. So that hasn't quite gone to plan. But we're still looking, and I don't know, I just wanted to be closer to home, and I never lived in Dublin before, and we thought we would give it a go.
Am I wrong? So I'm going back to the beginning, Maeve. I could be wrong here. Is your background in dance?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about this.
So I danced from from I was like 4 years old. Mom put me into dancing because I was really shy. She was like, oh, maybe she'll come. So I did like the dancing, the speech and drama, like all the competitions and stuff. And so I danced competitively until I was 18. And then I joined the dancing shows.
Stop.
And I did like 3 different shows. My final show that I did, I danced and toured with Michael Flatley. And that was amazing. So we did that. This was years ago, like 20 years ago.
Do you know when people say these things? Yeah, they say when I say, oh, when I was 10, I'm like, that is like nearly 20 years ago.
Okay, so I'm 40.
What's your secret? What? You're 40? You're not actually 40.
In like 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Happy birthday ahead of time.
So I'm 40 in like 31st, 3 weeks. Let's give me an extra
Yeah,
like 740.
absolutely.
Yeah, so it was I was 18, so 18 to 21, that's what I did. And then I was in a minor accident and I had to take like 6 months off dancing. And it was at that point I was like, "Oh," I remember it was like I think it was like a July or August
Mm,
and they were doing what's that thing they do to get into university? Clearing?
I don't even know.
They probably don't even do that
Okay.
anymore.
Like,
I don't know,
right.
something where you
Okay.
and anyway, and then mom was like, "Oh, do you wanna go to uni now?" Because I'd always planned to go. It was never going to be, like, more than just, like, a few years.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so then I moved to London when I was 20 and kinda stayed there till I was, like,
You never
35.
look back.
Never looked back.
And so then you didn't do the dancing in London, did you? You kind of said
No, I
no.
didn't. Then I didn't really do any like, I didn't do any sports or anything
Yes.
like that. I obviously was always, like, really into fitness. I got
Mm.
really back into swimming, so I swam competitively as well up until I was, like, 12, 13, probably, and then it was like, "Okay, we need to choose because I was, like, doing all the activities.
Yeah.
And it was literally I think my mom was just like, "This is too much." So much already. All her kids did all the activities. I actually don't know how she
Mums give up
managed.
their own lives, like Monday to Friday,
Literally.
football, sport, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah. Yeah.
she was Sunday through
Oh
Sunday
my
because we had
goodness.
dance class on like Sunday morning and
Yeah.
Saturday, like a couple of times during the week. Then you had swimming, and
And
swimming gets to
competitions as
that
well.
like where you're like, having to go in the morning and then
Mm.
like in the evenings, like it's really intense.
Yeah.
And so we give that one up and continued with the dancing. And then I got really back into like that would have been like the training that I was doing.
Yes.
I suppose because like when you think about it, like 20 years ago, it wasn't like I would like I wasn't lifting weights.
No, it wasn't a
I
thing.
remember even going to the gym and there not being like many women at the gym.
Mm.
I suppose it was like classes.
And
Look
how
at me
does it
now.
feel though to kind of be part? But you are, I would say, you are one of the originals of like beginning to make women feel like they can be strong and part of it just as anybody else as
Oh, well,
well.
thank
Yeah,
you. That's
you're
so
like yeah,
kind.
one of the OGs. Like even before, like obviously Queens Don't Quit is in the last
Yeah.
few years, but it
But yeah,
starts
that's
way
how
before
yeah,
that.
that was how I started kind of on Instagram.
Mm,
So I didn't join Instagram in the very, very beginning when like
really.
people were on it. I feel like it was like a few I was like a BlackBerry girl. Yes, I was.
So was
I
I.
was a black and then I remember getting an iPhone when it was like the iPhone 5. So whenever that came out, that was when I joined the Instagram. And I was like, "Oh, this is a whole pile of fun." And back then, like, you could only post a photo. That was
No such
it.
thing as reels and all like
No,
that.
there wasn't even
No, but a
stories. There was
sepia.
no recording at all. And so you could just post a photo of you holding like a squat pose.
Okay.
That was it. That
Yeah.
was all you could do. You were like just
Little thirst
pretending to
trap.
do an
Yeah,
exercise.
yeah, yeah.
And then you would be like this, or you would post like a photo of yourself and be like, "Oh, this is the workout that I'm doing." Like that's what people did. And then I suppose it progressed quite quickly where then you could post a 15-second video and then it went on and on
And
and
you
on
were
and on.
posting like tutorial videos, was it?
Yeah, I was posting like fitness tutorial videos
And they were growing and
and they were growing. And then in 2018, I became really sick and I had like a lot of really big fibroids
oh,
grow. And I actually took like a quite a break from doing that. I still posted like old content and stuff, but I really struggled, like, I suppose like physically, like trying to exercise with that. And then I had surgeries for that. But yeah, I had this like fibroid that was like the size of a cantaloupe
oh my
melon. Yeah,
goodness.
like literally in my uterus. So that was a bitch. And that took a lot of time to recover from.
It's a weird one. I even find that, like, luckily nothing yet has come along, but with the world, like with the world we live in with social media, if things happen in your life that you have to park it for a while, it's like you're parking
Mm,
your full job. You can't take sick pay or you can't take
no.
time off. Like, even like after I did Dance with the Stars there and I took a couple of weeks just to kind of get back into routine, and everyone was like, "Where are you? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't owe you anything, but also I kind of do because you're with me the whole way."
Uh-huh.
So I
It is a
suppose when an
journey.
illness or when something like that comes in or anything in life really,
Mhm.
it can be hard to be like, I'm taking a break and I'll come back to it when I'm ready.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, you always will make a comeback. And maybe, like, during that time, I missed out on quite a bit of like growth or whatever you want to take it. But I'm like, life happens and you
For
just
sure.
have to like, well, queens don't quit.
Yes.
You know, you just have to go and then you just kind of like adjust to what you're doing.
Yeah.
But then I really, you know, I did get back into it. And then I remember in 2020, just before lockdown, I was doing a campaign with Batiste. I mean, I could have used some today. You know, the dry shampoo.
I know. Give it to me.
No,
Give it
you
all
said
to
to me before I came in here, you were like, I'm just going to put some dry shampoo in my hair. And I was like, I'm totally going to wash my hair because it has been 5 days. I come in and you're there, Miss Glam with the hair. My hair is literally
She
sticking
tells
to
a
my
lie.
head.
She bouncy
Sticking.
blow dried her way into this room.
I
The
absolutely-
lights hit her. It was a golden hour. And I was like, damn you. I was like, Luke, turn off the cameras.
I did not. Anyway, so Batiste dry shampoo.
Lovely.
We're like, we'd love you to. Oh, by the way, in between all of this, I obviously did become a personal trainer. I think in like, that was the thing back then in Instagram. So we'll take a step back. When Instagram started, so iPhone 5, I'm on the Instagram, then people were like, well, you're not qualified to talk about fitness and what you're doing to stay fit. I was like, well, I was a professional at one point in my life. So I was like, oh, no problem. So again, don't post any videos. And people were very serious back then. It was like, you need to be qualified. So then I was like stopped again on the posting and did my personal training course. So I'm going to say that was like 2015.
Okay.
And then I actually started, because of like what I was doing, I actually did start training quite a lot of people, like 1-to-1. And that was super fun. And I really enjoyed that. So fast forward. We're with Batiste 2020. And they said to me, oh, we're doing a big event. We want you to host it in London at Ministry of Sound. Obviously, I'm in London. And I was like, awesome. And they were like, will you do, you know, a fun workout? And I was like, absolutely. I was like, oh, do you remember that DVD? The Call on Me one. Do you remember the workout? Call on Me. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, oh, I remember that.
Reinvent this.
Just hit the mic. I was like, I should really create like a super fun workout to like all these songs and people will really enjoy it because it's so boring going to an event. And like, I would have gone to a lot of events when you're doing workouts and people are like 10 squats and then you have to wait 30 seconds rest, 10 burpees, 30 seconds. I'm like, this fucking boring.
Separate yourself from the rest as well.
Yeah,
Like,
and I was like, it's just super boring. And when you're hosting events, you need it to be like super fun. What can you do? So I was like, I'll come up with this like super fun workout. And I did. And then we went into lockdown. And I was like, well, we did the event and then we went into lockdown. And I was like, maybe I should go, because I was so used to working out all the time. I was in this tiny apartment in London with my now husband. And he was like,
I feel
why
like
don't
I
you
know what
do,
this looks like because I've done all your workouts.
Yeah. He's like, why don't you do some of the, why don't we, I was like, why don't I just do this live and see if anybody joins in? Like, it's a bit of crack.
Yeah.
And it's like old school, like party, Irish bar kind of party music.
Yeah.
And so we did
christened,
that. And
christened Queens Don't Quit.
Queens Don't Quit was born. Yeah. And that was just because me and my friends used to call each other Queen. And so whenever and we had a group chat that was called Queens.
Yeah.
And then whenever I was doing the classes, like during lockdown, I think I was just so fucking hungover and dying. And I was like, I had to get through this 45 minutes. And I was calling everybody Queens and it just came out Queens Don't Quit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's really fun. And then we just called it that.
Yeah. I love how normal she is. I can relate to this.
Everybody was hungover. But maybe not everybody don't drink, but like I was drinking.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
but
really
that's
bad. I don't know if you ever look back. I actually posted a reel and I look at those videos and I can tell that I've rolled out of bed, picked up whatever was on my floor, put it on and did a workout. I look so
not at all.
No, I was in
That's
very
what we were all
professional.
doing. That's what we were all doing.
That is what we were all. To be honest, people comment and they're like, I was in my pajamas. Some girls are like, I didn't put on a bra. The titties flying everywhere. It's like, good for you.
I was living for the takeaways. And then I started getting takeaways from restaurants instead of takeaway places, thinking that I was choosing the healthier option.
We all did
yeah.
it. We all
But I
did
can't believe
it.
it's the guts of like 5 years ago now as well.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
So
But
we're celebrating 5 years at the moment.
in a
Yeah.
weird way, the two of us, I feel like without lockdown, I would never have started what I'm doing properly because I did it out of boredom, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I was a primary teacher and then I started making videos and just kind of reeled into this world. So I'm like, as much as lockdown was a really scary, sad place,
Yeah.
I have it to thank for what I do. So in a weird way,
Exactly.
it's like
I'm
kind of
like,
the
I'd love a
same.
good lockdown again.
Oh, no. Touch wood. Touch wood.
I love a good lockdown.
No.
Sometimes I feel I'm still in a lockdown era just because I do work from home.
Yeah.
And I'm very much like, I get up, I do the workouts. That's what I did. Like my routine is really still quite similar.
Yeah.
And then I'm at home all day, working.
Yeah, I'm similar, but now I've joined a High Rocks gym because I think
I saw.
yeah, and I'm loving it. And I
Good.
love going somewhere because I'm like you, I
Yeah.
work at home a lot. I'm in Dublin a lot, but I work at home making videos whenever. And sometimes like my boyfriend has a gym. We have a gym and it's lovely, but sometimes I'm like,
No, you
I
just
need
need to get
someone to
away.
shout at me.
Yeah.
I need to be in another area. I need to get away.
Yeah.
And it's actually
It is
been good
nice.
for me now.
Yeah.
But then it's nice to have it at the house as well. But I like getting out.
Yeah.
Okay, Maeve, we're gonna play a game. Queen or quet? I can't help myself. I'm sorry. Okay, so you could say queen if you like this, or you could say quit if you're like, get rid of it. Okay.
Go word okay.
Juice cleanses.
Quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No. I mean, unless you want like diarrhea, like there you go.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Just drinking sugar. You should probably just drink loads of Coke.
Yeah.
Might be
that
more
would be
filling
better.
and more satisfying. I do love a good lemon and ginger shot though.
Okay.
I actually do have that most mornings.
Get the balls going.
That's really nice. Or like a lemon and ginger tea, like fresh lemon and ginger and hot water.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Because you're big into.
I actually did remember when the celery juice came out?
That's what I was going to
I
ask.
love a good trend. I did it and I was in an Uber and I just drank the celery. And no, it didn't come out my bum. But we were driving and I was like, I'm going to be sick. We're on the motorway. I had to put the window. No word of a lie. I projectile vomited so much, it hit the car next to us. And so that's all I have to say about juice cleansing.
Everyone was like, Maeve's on the wine
I
again.
had
And you're like, it's a celery juice.
It was horrendous. So that was my celery juice didn't really work.
No, I've never done it. One of my housemates in Dublin when I lived there last year used to always do it, but you'd go through like a lot of celery for the amount of juice you got out of it, and I was just like, no, that's not for me.
No, but lemon and ginger, that's yummy.
Good for the old bloat.
Yeah,
yeah,
I do like that. Good for inflammation. That's the new buzzword.
Inflammation.
You'll see it online loads at the moment. Inflammation.
Inflammation.
But it is actually really good. People would recommend it. Like lemon, but lemon, it's like that's or like fresh mint.
Lovely.
Yum.
5 a.m. workouts.
No.
Quit no. What's the earliest?
At Queenstone Quit, we do have people who get up and do a 5 a.m. We run a 6:30 a.m. class.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people joining at 6:30. I myself tend to do the 9:30 class. And other coaches do the 6:30. I do a 6:45 or a 7, and I struggle. But that's
I did 6:30 this morning, and I
now you're not wrecked.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So I'll get home now at whatever time, and I'll be really tired. And also, I don't get as much out of a 6 a.m. or 6:30. Like going by my watch, it's nearly a half of performance of maybe an evening class. Or I try not to go to too many evenings because then you're waiting all day for it or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I do it every Friday because it's my boyfriend's class. But I'm always like, that is tough. It's killer. And then like that, you're wrecked for the rest of the day.
And you have to it's super important as women to wake up, to hydrate, to fuel, like pre-workout.
Yeah.
And so if you're doing like a 5, I would be like if I'm doing a 6:45 class, I'm getting up at 5:45 because I need to wake up. My body needs to be warmed up. I need to make sure I've eaten, I've hydrated, I've let that digest a little bit. Because there's fasted training is also a quit. You shouldn't be training fasted.
That was actually on my list as well.
Fasted training is a no for your hormones. For your fasted training, I used to do it all the time. And then I used to wonder, why am I bloated after a workout? And a lot of people if you're listening, you might be thinking, God, yeah, that's me. I get bloated after I work out. Like, wonder why that is. That's because as women, like men and women train, men can train fasted, no problem. Women just shouldn't train fasted at all. And it's just like a real buildup of stress on your body to not
Wow.
have any fuel in your body at all. And it's not, I'm not saying like have a massive bowl of oats or
Yeah,
have
yeah,
like a
yeah.
full breakfast, but just something. It could be
To tell
something so
you
simple like a
a
banana or
banana,
a
yeah, or
kiwi or some
bagel or something. Yeah.
berries, add a little protein in there, like maybe have like a boiled egg or even some nuts with it. Like something really, it can be really light because it's so early in the morning.
Hmm.
So I do like a pre-breakfast and then a breakfast. So that's like my
Okay. Yeah.
pre-breakfast. And then I train and then I have like my big
Something
breakfast after.
substantial.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
going to take that with me. Cottage cheese.
I love the cottage cheese.
Oh, man, no, I
Oh, I love
can't.
it.
It's too
Cottage cheese.
lumpy.
Oh no, delicious. I love the cottage cheese. I actually was going to have it today. I bought it from the shop and it's off. So I'm going to take it back. That's like €3.
It's disgraceful.
I was fuming.
She's going off about the price of things again, folks. The price of cabbage and cottage cheese.
But cottage cheese, I think it depends how you make it. What are you making it with?
Well,
Or is it just the texture?
I saw someone making a pizza base out of it, and I was like, "Listen, I'm all for adaptations, but come on,
Oh,
you
I've
can't
seen that. Yeah,
like."
no.
And it
No.
looks like I think that's the problem with TikTok. It looks lovely, but I just know,
Yeah, no.
no, that wouldn't be for me.
Yeah, no, not for me
Like I'm
either.
just about on board with Greek yogurt. Like I could see I lost like 6 stone weight years ago, and I remember one of my main diet things was I ate so many yogurts. So now
So you
I'm like,
poisoned yourself.
so now I just don't love yogurts. But
6 stone.
yeah,
This queen did not quit.
this queen did not quit.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
6 stone. I knew you went on like a transformation journey,
Yeah.
a whole new lifestyle plan. Good for you.
Yeah.
But 6 stone.
6 stone, I know. Yeah, and like that, like it just I kind of had a point in my life where I was like, you're not happy, and maybe it's because you're kind of just not taking yourself too seriously enough in your own body. And because I wasn't happy, I was like, I hate the way.
Eating stuff to
Yeah,
make you feel
yeah,
good.
exactly.
Yeah,
And I
when
was
you eat,
eating my
when you eat like
feelings.
crap, you feel like
Yeah.
crap. I always say that.
But I used to come home from university after having a bad day, and my way of coping would be to eat, and I wasn't even enjoying the
Oh,
food. I
bless
was
you.
just like, oh, I'm just eating my
Comfort.
feelings. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then one day I just had a light switch, and I always thought, and I know it is primarily your diet, but I always kind of was like, it's all about my diet. But when I started the gym and different sports, I was like, oh my God, I love this. I missed
Yeah.
out on so much of this growing up. So now
Yeah.
I love
It's the
talking about it and learning.
endorphins.
Yeah, it just
Like
makes you feel
good. I did a class this morning on Queen's Don't Quit. It's called Perky Peach,
Oh,
but it's like a full strength day, like leg day,
lovely.
and you
Well.
can do it like at home or at the
Mhm.
gym. And it just is like the power
Mhm.
you feel from lift. I feel like there's no better feeling when working out than like when you're lifting really heavy weights.
Yeah.
Just something so amazing about feeling so strong. I'm like,
There
I can
is.
take
Oh
on
my
the
God.
world.
Especially if you see
Especially when
some
you're in a
kind of
bad mood.
Yes, I know. This morning I was
You're
on
like,
the
"Watch
ropes
me."
and someone was like, "Who are you hitting?" And I was like, "I'll tell you later." I love that. Yeah, and like I love
do.
generally I go into it and I'm like, "Oh," but when you walk out and like it's so easy to say that,
No
and I
one
know so many
ever
people.
regrets a workout. Nobody will ever regret it.
I love that.
Like you
Yeah.
just don't. That's why I'm always like, I always say to my girls, I'm like, girls, you might feel like crap. Give it 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And if after 10 minutes you're just like, I'm not feeling it, that's okay. You're not quitting. You're just like listening to your body.
Yeah,
You're actually doing something amazing. You're like, you know what? I'm going to press pause today. I'm
for
going
sure.
to listen to my body. I'm going to take a rest day. And tomorrow I'm going to get back into it when I feel a little bit better. But
Restart.
usually, like 99% of the time, when you do 10 minutes, you're like, okay, this feels good. 'Cause
Yeah.
it takes about that much amount of time for your body to warm up, to get into it,
Mhm.
and then to be like, oh, yeah, let's go.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's my rule.
I love that. I love that
That's a good
advice. So
rule.
next time I'm gonna give myself 10 minutes. If
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
just
in it.
10 minutes. But
Yeah.
like there's times where, I'm working out, like even on the app when I'm taking classes, and after 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, I really don't want to do this. Like obviously I can't switch it off. It's my job. But I will tell the girls, I'll be like, girls, had a really bad night's sleep or I'm really hormonal. And then, I won't get a great workout in.
Yeah.
They'll get a great workout in because I'm still obviously coaching them through
Yeah,
it.
but you're
But it's
human.
good to like, exactly. Like not every, there's not, not every workout is going to be great, but there's greatness in every workout. There you go.
I love
Take that
that.
home with you.
That's very nice. I like that
I'm
one.
all about the puns.
Yeah,
So many
she's
sayings,
got
don't
them
I?
all. Is there anything
I'm like a walking Pinterest person.
Yeah, you can tell she works in social media. Is there anything that you haven't done yet that you'd like to do, or any big goals? You've kind of achieved it all.
No, there's always something. I'm always like, you never know what's going to come your way. Like, we didn't know we were going to go into lockdown, that we'd be sitting here one day
Yeah.
together. So you just don't know. I'm always like, I'm very much a yes person. So if
Me
someone's
too.
like, oh, do you want to do this? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Like, let's give it a go. Because you just don't know, what's going to come of certain situations.
Yeah,
And like, I think when I was younger, probably more in my late teens, early 20s, especially like living in Ireland, like we'll all know that. Like, you almost be afraid to talk about hopes, dreams, ambitions. People put you down a lot,
of
like, oh,
course.
your notions carried, like all the rest. I
Can
think
be
that
Irish
now,
too.
like
Yeah.
in 2025, we're definitely like, that isn't as bad as maybe what it was like back then, because I'm an old lady. I
Stop
am
it.
middle-aged. I'm middle-aged. As my middle-aged self. But I think it's really important to, to not be afraid.
Love that.
And I'm always like, here we go again. Try and fail, but don't fail to try. You know what? Just like, give it a go. If it doesn't work, fuck it. Like, who
Yeah,
cares?
I love
At least
that
you tried it. And then, like, you don't live with any regrets.
for sure.
So
Yeah,
just
because you
like,
don't want to be older and kind of.
I would love to have been a pop star, but like,
Oh, yeah, is there a singer in you too? Don't tell me you can sing as well.
please, with this accent, what do you think the singing voice is like? It's the worst you've
I
ever
can imagine
heard.
you coming out with
The-
some like Susan
the
Boyle
wor-
operatic type stuff.
no. Quite the opposite. In fact, quite the opposite. I think it's like a piercing sound. Oh, absolutely.
I'll have to ask your
Horrendous.
husband.
They will tell you. They will be like, it is really bad. It's like, anybody in Queenston quit listening, send her a DM.
Yeah,
How bad?
okay.
Because I sing in class and people are like, shh.
Please stop.
Please
Please
stop.
stop. We're trying to focus. But it's a good
Exactly.
distraction.
It is. It's a good distraction. So that will never happen for
No.
me. But you never know what's going to happen. And I think also now you have to like look at me, like I'm 40 and I'm still like starting new businesses and trying new things.
Top
And
of
so
your
you should
game.
also never put like an age on anything.
No.
Like, you can always do anything at any time. It's like, you should like, no matter how old you are, you should be working out. You should be lifting weights. Like, I don't care if you're like, a teenager or in your 80s,
Yeah.
everybody should be working out.
Yeah, it's incredible. The class. So my boyfriend's classes, he does them a few times a week, and
Where are
they're
these classes?
Adrian's. They're in Meath.
They're in Meath,
County
everybody.
Meath.
County Meath, not Monaghan.
And the age range there is insane, and you can adapt everything for anybody. And sometimes, like,
Exactly.
no matter what age they are, just even having a little chat between breaks and stuff like that. I'm like, it's primarily about the exercise, but to get out and do something different and to have time to listen to yourself or listen to the people in the class, whatever it is. Like, I just think it's amazing, and I love to see them progress. And like when from the first day they come in to where they are now, or after a few weeks, it's just class. And I'm always like, there is no, even my own parents, I'm like, keep her lit, as I say in Monaghan. Like, there is, yes, you might have to adapt things. Oh yes, okay, as the Nordies say, you might have to adapt things as you go along, but like, there's always something for you. And I love that.
Absolutely.
How are we celebrating 40? When I say we, where's my invite?
40, you know what? I'm not like a big party person.
Yeah. Oh, you don't
So
have
it's
to be.
that.
Like, I mean, like anything.
we're doing a family. I have a few things planned, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you should.
So I'm doing a gorgeous family day on my actual birthday. So it's on a Saturday, and I was like, we're going to, because my family is like very spread out. Like, some are in London, some are in Belfast, I'm in Dublin. So everybody's coming home, and we haven't been together in like over a year. So that's amazing. So everybody's coming home, and we're doing a big, I hope the weather stays, we're doing a big barbecue, and I'm inviting some close friends. And so I think there's about 20 of us, maybe. And what I love about parties at home is that, like, you can take off your shoes.
Yeah.
And put your slippers on.
You can.
And so I was like,
Get
I'm
your
going to get all the
pics.
girls Queenstown quit tracksuits.
Oh, class.
So that, like, in the evening, because, we still
It's a Christmas day.
Yeah, like we'll be like super chilled outside, and we can all just put like tracksuits on.
That
But we'll
is
go glam.
amazing.
It's like Maeve season 40.
Yeah.
That's the theme.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm
Garden
turning
of
30
glam.
this year, so I'm taking this idea. Yeah. Yeah, my
Okay.
family keeps
You could
saying
be
to me
like-
what do I want, and I'm like,
Yeah,
something
it's
low key,
hard.
but
yeah, I
I
want it low key, but I
want
still
to
want it to be
market.
like so lovely.
yeah.
And we did before I moved to Dubai. It was lockdown. And I can't remember how old I was. And we did like this little barbecue at the house, and it was super gorgeous. So I was like, oh, we'll do it again. Get
Yeah.
a nice birthday cake. Everybody can drink all of the drinks.
Yeah,
Because
house
I was gonna
measures.
do house measures
Mhm.
are the best.
Mhm.
I had a margarita last night.
House measure.
Oh my god, it blew my head. I was like, Drew, what?
I'm
My
surprised you
husband's
made
called
it in
Drew.
this
I
morning.
was like, what? I was surprised it made my class. It's like, that was wild.
Yeah.
Spicy. It was gorgeous. I loved
Delicious.
it.
Yeah.
So we're doing this lovely birthday. And then I'm doing I think with my husband, we are doing a champagne tour. It's obviously all revolved around drinking because I love the drinking.
Wow,
I'm
is
not a
this in
big sweetie
France?
person, but I
yeah.
do love a beverage.
Yes.
So I've always wanted to do a champagne tour. Like a
That
a
is-
wine tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for champagne.
Very
Bubbles.
nice.
So that's in France.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And then we're doing, so yeah, I have things planned
yeah.
to Ibiza.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're doing that. And that's it. And then when I have to go to Dubai in September. So when I go there, I have friends over there.
Yeah.
So we'll do
Yeah,
something
milk
there.
it for all it's worth. Go the whole way to
Absolutely.
41.
I'm not really doing anything.
I know, but
I'm
like you're not going to
so
have
I'm
a
doing-
big, huge
Exactly.
party
I'm not
in Dublin
doing
or
like
whatever.
a giant. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
No.
It's too much. I love little intimate, and I have lots of different groups because I've lived in so many places. I have lots of groups of friends, who like wouldn't be able to come
No.
to like the one thing. So I'm doing
just give everybody
celebrations.
their little,
Celebrations
their
with
share.
everyone.
So I'm going to give an example, and I want you to translate this. So I'm going to say a line of something that gym bros say, but I want you to say what it actually means.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I have no idea what's coming.
I'm cutting right now, bro.
Oh, he's losing weight.
I'm maxed out in leg day, and my hammies are pinging.
Why is he from Deep Dublin 4? Sounds like my neighbor. Like, oh my god! I'm like, shh.
I'm just
Sorry,
channeling.
I've maxed out. What?
I'm maxed out in leg day, and my hammies are pinging.
He lifted some heavy weights and he's got sore legs. We all get that.
Just dry scooped and hit a PR.
Oh, okay. He took some what's that stuff? Pre-workout and hit a PR. I don't know what that is. A PR? What is that?
Personal record, is it?
Oh, a
PB.
A PB. I was thinking that. It's like a PR.
Damn it, it's not peanut butter. And last
Pretzel
one.
best.
No days off. I'll repeat that in case you didn't hear me. No days off. Max rep. Going for PB today. Yeah, bro. Sorry, I got carried away.
So no days off and max rep, the heaviest that they could lift, and going for his personal best.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, listen to me if they're not me.
In that beautiful accent.
Yeah.
Love that.
I was working on that all day.
Well, were you?
Yeah.
She's been in Dublin 5 minutes.
My Dublin accent is listen, people
We're not
from
even on the
Monaghan,
north side right now.
glass houses throwing stones here over in Monaghan. I'm the first to slag my own accent. Maeve, thank you so much for coming
Thank you so
on.
much
I
for
have
having
loved
me.
chatting to you.
A blast.
And keep up the motivation and keep
Thank
making
you.
those satay noodly things because I follow all
they
your
were
recipes.
delicious.
Yeah.
They're delicious.
Delicious. Delicious. The nutritious.
Thank you.
God.